Welcome to Slacker Sports Show.
Now it's connecting better. It kept dropping.
Yeah, I think it was because Danielle's computer was on the our extender internet that's upstairs, so.
Oh, okay.
I wonder, because I was like, I've never had a problem with you down here before, so I don't think it was you. Who you taking?
I took Tyreek Hill, and then I had another pick 2 or 3 picks later, and I picked Kittle because it seems like I never have a good tight end, and that's where I always miss out on a ton of points. So trying to get somebody.
Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised Phil didn't take Kelsey there. Oh, there he
Did
went.
get him. That Derek?
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping he would drop because that would have been amazing to get him at 24.
Yeah.
Because he's been going high. I mean, he's going in the first 2 rounds usually.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see what falls to us, but I don't know if we just go another running back, another wide receiver, and fill up those 2 spots. Or the problem is with quarterback, the 2 quarterbacks that are the main ones are already gone. So it's kind of, I mean, you'd be really reaching right now trying to get a quarterback. So Chubb is still there, which is the main guy. Well, one of the guys I wanted, either him or Cook. So I'm glad he's still there. We'll pick him. And then we do have that. We don't have a flex spot in this one. So 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, a quarterback, tight end, kicker, defense. So we got to go. We almost have to go wide receiver here. I worry about Hopkins, as we talked about. I just don't know if he'll get the looks. But I'm not
really tempted by him, though.
Yeah, but I'm not a huge fan of Robinson either. I mean, maybe we go Godwin here. I mean, he's not too much of a stretch. Yeah, I think we got to go Godwin. I feel like Godwin is going to get... The only problem with Tom Brady is Tom Brady likes to throw to everyone, so who knows if that's going to be his main target.
Well, and he's kind of done a lot of dink and dunk passes.
Yeah.
He's getting older and kind of maybe losing some arm strength, or just doesn't want to try to heave it anymore. So it's a lot of 10-yard, 5-yard little short patterns. So I mean, you might get a lot of receptions, but if he's spreading around like you said, I don't know how many points those guys will get altogether. We'll see.
Yeah. That team's actually looking really good. They've they've added all the positions they need. I just don't think their defense is good enough to keep them in games at all.
Yeah.
Their offense is going to be good, which is good for fantasy. I did see that someone picked Smith-Schuster already. Kind of a stretch.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
Who drafted a kicker?
Don't know. Don't want to talk about it. Ends up being Josh. No, I think it's Derek's girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. This isn't a normal draft, by the way, people. This is not a normal draft. Because normally you don't take quarterbacks in the first round or second round. And normally you don't pick kickers or defenses until basically your team's filled all the way. Phil's team's looking pretty nice. So he just got Odell Beckham too.
Okay. I feel like I need to go receiver here. Between Thielen and Kenny Golladay, I feel like they'll both be number 1 guys, but
But your name is Thielen.
yeah, I'll take him.
That's it. That's how I'm picking him. I'm picking him.
Oh, dang it. Somebody picked Kenny Galladay. I was hoping he would drop. Okay, probably need to look running back next.
Yeah, let's go find your team. I want to know what your team looks like. Teams.
Had Aaron Jones last year, and he's kind of boomer bust.
Yeah, he was.
Don't know if I love Josh Jacobs.
So right now you got Tyreek Hill, Adam Thielen, Saquon Barkley, and George Kittle. So yeah, you got to fill another wide receiver and running back spot, and then your quarterback.
Oh, man. Chris Carson, I don't trust. Kenyon Drake, I don't know if he'll be consistent. I'll go Aaron Jones. They don't have a ton of weapons up in Green Bay, so
It's also
that's
true.
why Adams usually goes so high, because he's getting all those targets because they don't really have anybody to throw it to anymore. So
Yeah.
might have made another mistake and took Aaron Jones again, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the running back just depends on injuries.
Yeah.
There's another tight end gone. So how many I think 4 tight ends gone already.
Let's see.
I think the tight end I want is still there, so I'm hoping he drops all the way down. Got a couple more people to go.
Positions, draft grid.
Because I feel like after the top 2 with Kittle and Kelsey, and then there's a drop off, and then there's the next 3 with like Ertz and Mark Andrews if he does what he did last year, and that's who I'm looking for. So hopefully he drops down.
Yeah, so I took Kittle in second round, I think. Zach Ertz has been taken. Travis Kelce's been taken. Jared Cook's been taken.
Oh, Cook.
As far as tight ends, so
Yeah. Some of these I'm really surprised about, and a lot of it is the way this is set up, because one, it's an 8-person league. All right,
Yeah.
Andrew's dropped to us. One, it's an 8-person league, and 2, it's weird because it's just the format. Usually you have that flex spot, so a lot of people like to grab running backs early. But since I've already filled my 2 running backs, there's no point in me drafting a running back except for look at all these running backs up here that are still good that can be
I know.
number 1 running backs.
Yeah, like I'm tempted by Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, because he could be huge this year.
Yeah, and I mean, some of the receivers I want aren't for another probably round or so. So
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like I almost need to take a running back just because there's so many good ones up here, but I need to fill up my spots, and I don't see any wide receivers right now in the next like 5 or 10 picks that I really want. So I guess we're gonna go with the Russell Wilson.
good pick. I think that's who I had as my top ranked quarterback I was still left.
You have your quarterback?
Not yet.
Not yet. So some quarterbacks that are left. Murray,
Yeah.
average draft position's 52, so he would be coming up soon. I just don't know if I trust Murray for a full season.
Yeah. Kind of have to prove it again, sort of thing to me.
And he'll get those rushing yards, but how many rushing yards is worth it, you know?
Yeah. Josh Allen's a couple rounds down.
Right, and I feel like he would put up almost the same kind of stats.
Yeah.
And I don't know how good that Arizona offense is going to be all year either. But I mean, you got people down there that could tear people apart. Still got Tom Brady, you still got Aaron Rodgers down there, Cam Newton, if he does good, Garoppolo's down there. I mean, there's still some decent quarterbacks down there.
Yeah.
It's weird because usually like Rodgers is one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks gone, and this year I have a team that has Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers on it, and it just looked weird. Keenan Allen, that's a good pick. Yeah, and people are leaving those running backs. And
Yeah.
I wonder if people are full or let's take a couple. So yeah, I mean that one's full. You're full. Josh is full.
Just on our starting lineups, I mean.
Phil's full. Nah, running back. Phil's
Yeah.
full. I think everyone's full except for Black Bullet, which is Derek's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a running back yet.
I'm still tempted to take one just because, like you said, there's a ton of people up here that could be either decent pieces or somebody needs one. You could always try to get something out of a trade.
Right. For someone that has an injured running back that they didn't get a third running back that can produce for them.
Let's see. Okay. Maybe I'm relying too much on the intel on Yahoo, but it said that Jonathan Taylor might also be a pass catcher and that Phillip Rivers likes to throw to his running back, so
Yeah.
that could be some extra points.
Yeah, especially because this is a PPR league, so every reception I think is a half point or a full point, which is huge. Because you'll get running backs that just because they catch the ball all the time, they'll outscore your main rushers.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, like you look at like Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley, they're runners. They don't get a lot of catches, but I mean, and that's why like Miles Sanders is so good up here because he's supposed to get 80 some targets. I mean, if he turns that into 70 receptions, that's 70 more points than he'll get than a regular running back.
Don't know if I love that pick, but got Calvin Ridley.
Number two in Atlanta.
Yeah. I mean, he'll get a lot of those touchdowns that Julio never seems to get, so.
Right.
I just don't really like a lot of the people up top, and I've already got 3 running backs, so I don't know. Don't want to stack up that much on one position.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy because I'm like looking at all these running backs that are sitting here, and I'm like, do I take one? I mean, and now some of the wide receivers are going off the board, and it's like, well, I can't wait forever to get a wide receiver.
Yeah.
There goes Tom Brady at quarterback off the board, Matt Ryan off the board. So now
somebody picked Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Not a bad pick.
Nope, especially since she has no running backs.
Yeah. She auto drafting? Ah, dang it! Somebody took Stephon Diggs. Ugh. I was thinking about getting him and Josh Allen. Ugh, dang it.
I just worry about Sanders because I feel like he's always hurt.
Yeah.
He's got a hamstring injury, and I know how hamstrings work. I had a hamstring once. I just don't know because like Mark Ingram is probably the best running back left on the board, but he's not a pass catcher. I got back-to-back picks, so no, I mean it's not like I'll lose out on anything. I do kind of worry between Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley, but I think we're gonna go with the Gurley because Atlanta's gonna throw the ball a lot, and they throw to their running backs, so I'm not too worried about it. Now the question is, do I go with this guy that was a rookie last year at wide receiver? Do I go down to Jacksonville? Do I try to pick up a Denver? Oof. I guess we'll risk it for the biscuit. I mean, he's the best wide receiver they got. Whether or not they're going to use him or not. And none of my main positions share the same bye week, so I should be good there. I usually don't pay attention to the bye week until like once your team's full. Like once your main positions are full, then I kind of look and be like, oh, I have, like 2 running backs that have the same bye week, so I need to grab another one type of thing.
Yeah. I probably need to start paying attention to that more because Tyreek Hill and Calvin Ridley both have the same bye week. Saquon and George Kittle both have the same bye week. So
Yeah. What I have done with some teams, though, and worked out really well, was say I picked a thing and then I had like 4 or 5 guys that were in the same bye week, say like week 6, and just be like, well, I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to lose that week anyways. So you kind of just like, okay, that's fine. I mean, I'll lose week 6, but I'll have them all back on all the other weeks. So it kind of goes both ways on that.
okay, let's see.
Phil's team's actually looking good.
I'm gonna have to look at his. 63.
He's got Patrick Mahomes, Odell Beckham, DK Metcalf, which is kind of a, up in the air for me. T.Y. Hilton, which I think is going to get a lot of touches. James Conner, really good pick. Melvin Gordon is going to be boom or bust in Denver, mostly because, yeah, he's good, but Denver's offensive line isn't the greatest, and they have other people behind him, like Philip Lindsay or whatever, that can take over, so it's not that big a deal if Gordon goes down. And then he's got Ertz, and then he just drafted Le'Veon Bell, which I think might be a handcuff for Gordon. So, yeah, his teams look pretty solid.
I think I might go quarterback next because I need to get my roster filled out, and a lot of these guys I don't absolutely love. So I think I'll go with a guy that confuses me and pick Josh Allen.
I mean, the next 3 quarterbacks, Allen, Wentz, and Breeze. I mean, I don't see any difference between those 3.
Yeah, there's a couple guys I liked. I think I could pick up later as a backup. I mean, I don't love them, but
And even Aaron Rodgers down there. I don't know. I never know with Aaron Rodgers anymore because last year he didn't do very good at all.
Yeah, and I mean Ben Roethlisberger is there. I consider taking him because people are thinking he's going to have some sort of bounce back this year with everybody, all his weapons back and everything. But
yeah,
he's just getting up there, and I don't know how much you can trust him and if he'll stay healthy. So
yeah. I'm not a huge fan of this last pick thing. I don't see any really wide receivers that I want, and then I still see these stupid running backs up here hanging out. It's going to be tough. Why is he projected so low? I don't understand that.
Who?
Mark Ingram. Are they splitting time in Baltimore now?
Didn't they pick somebody up?
I already have 1 handcuff. We're going 2 handcuffs. Now we have to pick a wide receiver. And I see the wide receiver I want, and that's Gallup. Mostly because I feel like Dak's going to throw a lot this year because I don't think Dallas is going to be in a lot of games, and I also think Dak's going to try to do stuff because he wants that big contract, but he might skip out, and the only good player from Dallas will be Zeke. I don't know.
No.
Because I could see that happening too. I could see Dak setting out and being like, no, I want paid. And then Zeke basically just eats the football.
Yeah, I really need to start paying attention to my buys.
Got a bunch of guys that are in the same bye week?
It just seems like I got like pairs of people.
Yeah, you got Barkley and Allen. You got Hill and Ridley. You got Allen, Barkley, and Kittle all in the same one.
Yeah. So whatever quarterback I take, I need to make sure he's not.
Not on
Man, I'm
bye
probably
week
not gonna take quarterback for a while, but just make sure he's not
11.
that. Yeah. Anybody 11 or 10 is for bye week. Really,
Yeah,
people need to be off the board.
make sure your next tight end, if you're gonna draft another tight end, is 11. You might be okay, especially with the tight end you got. You might be okay to just get a tight end when it comes week 11. Just grab one off the waiver wire.
Yeah.
Or, as I said earlier, if you're not one to have a quarterback on a bye week and tight end on a bye week, you might just be able to just eat week 11, whoever you play.
Yeah.
Problem with this league is, there's Phil and his Kansas City players again.
Me pick.
McCole Hardman, definitely not the best next wide receiver. McCole Hardman could have been picked up in the very last round, and I know because I have done that in several drafts.
I think I have to start reaching here for some guys I just like. Maybe not the right draft position, but just guys that I like.
Yeah. Yeah, I see a few guys that are pretty far down there that I wouldn't mind having. I like that pick. That was one of them I saw.
Yeah, I just feel like Galladay or Marvin Jones Jr. is a pretty solid option.
Yeah, they're pretty back and forth every year, it seems like. One has a really good year and the other one's like right below him. And then the next year, the other one will have a good year and the other one will be right below him. But they're pretty even as long as they stay healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty even. I mean, you can kind of mix and match them. Dang, you took him. I was waiting on you. You took him.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just the next tight end I thought would be serviceable, and he doesn't have the same bye week as Kittle, so
Yeah, he'll be really good, I think.
yeah.
I don't know who I'm gonna go to tight end now. That was my tight end, Mark.
Let's see if I
I don't
need.
really see anybody else left I want. Ingram's always hurt. I don't know half these people down here. I mean,
I need another quarterback, maybe another running back.
it's funny. I just read the Yahoo thing and it says Evan Ingram can top 1,000 yards easily. Yeah, he can, except he's always injured.
Yeah, I considered taking him too, but I just don't know if I can count on him. And they have a ton of people, so I don't know.
And he's got the same bye week.
Yeah.
Wow, they dropped down and got Noah Fant, huh? I mean, I could see Noah Fant doing something. I just don't know. I don't know. There's just way too many question marks in Denver, kind of what we talked about on the podcast. There's just, we have no idea what their quarterbacks are going to, what he's going to do there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust him, but that's just me. All right, now we got to go and get another wide receiver. Or we can be that guy and get a defense. I just see so many defenses here that are still left that are going to be serviceable anyways.
Yeah.
I just don't see reaching for a defense, especially when we got wide receivers up here that could be good. I'm between Boyd and Jarvis Landry. And
yeah, I thought about Jarvis Landry too.
And they're pretty even. The thing about Boyd is last year he did so well because they didn't have AJ Green. Now they got AJ Green back. I don't know if he's going to lose touches.
Yeah.
Let's go with Landry. Landry's been good as long as he stays out of trouble and doesn't do anything stupid. Which is probably pretty hard for him. I don't know. I don't know the guy. How many drafts have you done this year, Mark?
This is my first one. I mean, I did did a mock draft to kind of get ready for it.
Nice. Yeah, some of these people are reaching. CeeDee Lamb, another guy that you can pick up last. I get it. I mean, they're those rookies we talked about, but there's people like Devontae Parker, Tyler Boyd still on the board. There's no way I could reach for a guy that you can get in the last round. I like that pick. Yeah, now we're starting to get into the point where we're drafting based on could they go off. You know? Like, you know, if an injury happens, this guy's the next guy up, will he go off type of thing. And I remember last year a lot of people got Eckler super late in the draft and he teed off. Because he got the starting role because Gordon set out. Yeah, there's just so many good people left. I mean, we got the Buffalo guy that keeps fumbling, Singletary. He's normally a 66 average draft position, and we're already at 100 draft. You know, we're already 100 picks in. He still hasn't got picked up yet. I mean, I wouldn't pick him up. He fumbles all the time, and they're saying that Zach Moss might take a spot. So, I mean, you could see shared time there. There's just certain backfields you don't really want to take the risk on.
Yeah.
And if you are, take them both. You know, like when it was in Atlanta, Freeman and who was the other guy?
Yeah, I remember you talking about it. I don't remember the name, but
yeah, they used to
split time.
Yeah, and together, if you got them both, you would be set because one was going to tee off. It was just hard picking which one it was going to be. All right, I think we got to go. We got to go defense and kicker here, just to get them out of the way. New Orleans or Buffalo? I'm feeling solid in. Buffalo did good last year. New Orleans did good last year, and I feel like New Orleans is actually better this year, so we're gonna go with them. And then kicker wise, I mean, I don't know. Who's going to score a lot of points? Dallas or San Francisco, probably. Zerline, Greg DeLeg. We got to go with Greg DeLeg.
I had him picked as one guy I was looking at.
Yeah.
So I need defense kicker too. So, and Buffalo's my defense. I'm looking at. I was between them and New Orleans. So.
Well, hey, I helped you out then.
Yep.
Not only did I take your person, I helped you out. And that's the thing, too. I mean, usually wait till the very end to get these kickers and defense. But as you could see early on, someone drafted a defense in, like, the third round, which you don't do.
Yeah.
And a normal draft right now would be when you're picking your defenses and kickers and stuff. And then I'm trying to find someone that I can – that's like a reach pick. Who do we go after?
Buffalo defense has a bye in week 11, which is, like I said, a lot of my guys have a bye in week 11, but defense you can kind of pick up here and there and get a serviceable one. So
yeah,
I guess I'm not as worried about that.
Yeah, you could get a defense that's playing against a bad opponent that week. That even though that defense isn't good, they'll score some 5 or 6 points for you.
Who took Buffalo? Somebody just took Buffalo's defense.
I don't see it. Phil took Robbie Gould from San Fran. Tight end. I didn't see anybody take him.
No, they're not on my board anymore, but
yeah, you're right. They're not. Huh?
Who took them?
See, that's what I'm saying. This little draft on the chat is messed up.
I think Derek took them. Looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could go Chicago defense, kind of the Khalil Mack factor, but they don't really get a lot of points. But nobody, I mean, all the rest of these defenses don't really.
And they got another week 11 bye.
Yeah. Minnesota's lost a lot of people. I'll just go Chicago. Don't love it, but
But yeah, I mean, at this point, there's only so many options,
yeah.
And then you got kicker left that you need.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like the kickers now are all even basically,
Yeah.
except for Buccaneers cut their kicker, so don't pick him. Yeah, who are we gonna pick for our last pick? Someone that we can reach on that's had a good season.
I mean, I have someone I want to get, but it's another week 11 bye because he's on Buffalo. But John Brown's still there. He's always solid.
Yeah.
Cam Newton's still there if you want to take a flyer on a quarterback.
Yeah, and I don't have another quarterback, so I might as well try to pick a quarterback up. And there's several of these quarterbacks that I could see being, serviceable, bringing on a off, a bye.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be missing my number one quarterback, my number one wide receiver in week 6. Now I can't do Cam Newton; he's in week 6 too, so I have to almost go Jimmy G. Or I could go with this Miami guy that no one knows how to pronounce his last name. But he's not starting, is he?
Oh, Tua?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pick him up later if he ever decides he wants to start. I don't really know who to go with here. Baker.
I mean, Kirk Cousins will probably be solid. He won't be outstanding. Jimmy G will be about the same thing.
Well, maybe we go Baker here just because who knows what he'll end up doing.
Yeah.
Plus, he had such an underwhelming last year that I feel like he might be a steal this year. All right, draft is complete. Mark, do you want to go over your team?
Sure. Felt good at the start, but not so much. Kind of tail off toward the end as far as excitement. So, let's see. You got Josh Allen at quarterback, Tyreek Hill, technically my number one wide receiver, Adam Thielen, Calvin Ridley, Saquon, Aaron Jones, George Kittle. Got Jonathan Taylor on my bench, Marquise Brown from Baltimore on my bench, Marvin Jones Jr. on my bench for another receiver, Darren Waller, tight end for the Raiders. On my bench, Cam Akers, who's a rookie, I believe, but a lot of people are high on him. On my bench, Aaron Rodgers, my backup QB. And him and Josh Allen, I could probably sub out just depending on who's hot, honestly.
Yeah.
Dan Bailey at kicker. I was just kind of who's a good kicker that's left. People will score a lot of points. Minnesota will probably put up a decent amount of points. Then Chicago defense, which I'm not thrilled about, but it'll be okay. They'll be solid enough.
Yeah, and you can always stream defenses too.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick one thing on your team that you feel like is your strong suit, whether it be a player or a position, who do you think is your strong go-to?
Probably running back, I'd say. Just because I got Saquon, who's second overall pick in a lot of leagues. Aaron Jones, a lot of people are high on him. I mean, I know he's on and off, like I said, but when he's on, he can get you 30, 40 points.
Yeah.
Right in the right game. And then Jonathan Taylor, another rookie, but people are high on him. So I think that might be a strength. What about you?
All right, let's go over my roster. We got Russell Wilson as my quarterback, Michael Thomas as our starting wide receiver, Chris Godwin, wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, I believe is how they pronounce it. That pick I picked because he's up there and I see some potential, but I don't even know if he would start opening day. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see matchups and stuff. Then we got Dalvin Cook at running back, Nick Chubb at running back, Mark Andrews tight end. Then we got Todd Gurley running back, Chris Carson running back, Michael Gallup, who I think will be my starter wide receiver for that 3 spot.
Yeah.
From Dallas. Then we got Evan Ingram, our backup tight end, Jarvis Landry, wide receiver, and then Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Kicker, Greg DeLeg Zerline from Dallas, and then New Orleans defense.
What do you think your strength is?
I would say an overall strength has to be running back. And that's just because I have Cook, Chubb, Gurley, and Carson, all 4 of which would be starting on other rosters. Yeah. As in, these 4 guys, Chris Carson, Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, and Dalvin Cook would be starters on like a normal 10-team league. All 4 of them would be starters. So I feel like, and they're all different bye weeks, so I feel like I'm kind of safe when it comes to if injuries happen or if bye weeks happen. I feel like I'm safe. I'm not giving up a lot. When Dalvin Cook has a bye week, I mean, I have Todd Gurley or Chris Carson to put in there. So, yeah, I would say running backs as well. I would say running backs in general this year are there's the top ones like Saquon Barkley, McCaffrey. And then after that, they're pretty much just all bunched together. I mean, Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, Todd Gurley, Chris Carson, all of them could finish all right next to each other. So I feel like the running backs have got, the top 2. I feel like wide receivers this year is a wide open race, honestly, because, I mean, and especially with this league is PPR, so you get points per reception. So, I mean, I could see any of these guys, even a guy like McLaurin, say he doesn't score many touchdowns, but he has 130 receptions. I mean, he's going to go off. So, I don't know. You gotta know your league. You gotta know the point system. You gotta know the people you're drafting with. We knew that people were going to take quarterbacks early, and I mean, I don't blame them. The quarterback is very good in this league. Your quarterback can score you a lot of points. So, looking at mine, Russell Wilson's supposed to score 432. 432. Josh Allen for you is supposed to score 384. Let me try to find. Patrick Mahomes is supposed to score 493 points.
Yeah.
Let me keep going through here. 467 for Lamar Jackson. So 437 for Deshaun Watson and 432 for Wilson. So, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is supposed to score 40 more points than anybody else, and then Lamar Jackson's supposed to score like 30 more points than everybody else. So those 2 quarterbacks, I mean, if it goes like, Patrick Mahomes can do, he can score you 100 more points than any other, quarterback, which you think about that, I mean, that's almost 5 points a week or more extra from your quarterback than anybody else. So, I mean, you just kind of know you got to know who you're drafting against. You got to know your team's, your league settings. Again, this is PPR, so anytime a catch happens, whether it be a wide receiver or running back, they get points. So your running backs that catch a lot are worth a lot more. And so when I drafted, at least, I felt like I kind of took into account, and a lot of leagues are half PPR, I believe. So you get every catch, you get half a point. This is, I think, a full point PPR. So when I looked at my running backs here and chose them, I kind of chose them based on the fact that they're pass catchers too. Yeah. So like Dalvin Cook, supposed to get 64 targets. Nick Chubb, 47. Todd Gurley, 51. Chris Carson, 59. So a lot of the guys I picked were just because they would see those targets.
I feel like I got a solid group on that end too, because I got Saquon, Aaron Jones, then Cam Akers, and if Jonathan Taylor turns into a receiving back, then he could be solid. So
Yeah, I mean, Saquon, 94 targets. So, I mean, they have projected at 76 catches, but so say Saquon gets 77 receptions at running back, and let's go to my team, and my top guy is Dalvin Cook at 53. So Saquon's going to have 20 more points than Dalvin Cook just based on receptions. No matter how many yards or touchdowns he gets, I mean, he's going to have 20 more points. So that's stuff you got to really look at and pay attention to when you're drafting and knowing the settings and knowing the standings and all that good stuff. All right, how do you feel about your draft, Mark? If you had
mixed feelings like usual, but
if you had to rate it from, because Yahoo rates it on like an A+ scale. So if you had to be an F to an A+, what would you pick for your team?
I'd say probably a B or a B-. I like some of my top guys, but I don't love everybody down the bottom. So
okay, I see that. Okay, yeah, because at the end of this, Yahoo will give you a grade, and although I don't really ever agree with it, I mean it's fun to do, especially at the beginning of the season when everyone's like, no, I had the best draft. No, I had the best draft. I have the best players. And it's like, well, Yahoo thinks that this person had the best draft. And so it'll be fun to see. I think it'll be another fun season. I know it's later than normal when we do this, but I think it'll be fun.